What is the study of producing, processing, preparing, and evaluating and using food?
Well picked. Food science is the correct answer.
What food processing method is used to this mango?
Excellent. Drying is a brilliant choice.
Mango jam is the product of processing mango pulp, sugar, and calamansi juice. What do you call this product?
Great job. Output is the accurate answer. A written record showing the input-output relationship in determining the yield from a certain procedure.
Good thinking. Production report is the right answer.
Addition of vitamin A in the vegetable oil is the example of vitamin A in vegetable oil. Nice work. You chose fortification food profession, and it is correct.
It is a garment that is worn over other clothing and covers mainly the front of the body.
Exactly. Apron makes sense and it is right choice.
Which of the following food is non-perishable? Which of the following foods is not bad?
Strong choice. Wheat is the right answer.
Which is not true about the types of food production products available in the industry?
Excellent choice. Preparation is the right answer.
It is used for cutting or slicing fish or meat and other food items, for scaling fish.
Clear logic? Your choice knife is sound and 100% true. Supermarkets and grocery stores operating across Australia approximately employ dash. Good job. Your answer $292 Australians works well here. Which of the following equipment is used to measure the strength of brine solution?
Sharp thinking. Salinometer is the right choice. It is the process of capturing data or translating information to recording format.
Nice selection. Reporting is the correct and valid answer.
In scooping cooked fish from a boiling brine, which among the choices is used?
Valid point. Penandoc is true. Used to lift or handle food and other raw materials, especially when it is hot. Well done. Tongs is the right choice.
You are instructed to buy 1 kilogram of fish. What is its equivalent in grams?
Correct. 1000 Ds is the right answer. Used to separate solid from liquid materials or sift fine particles of food. Correct response. Strainer is the most accurate answer.
It is used to measure small amounts of ingredients, either liquid or dry.
Great thinking. Measuring spoon is the right choice.
The following items below are where use as a measuring device except one.
Well reasoned. Blender is the correct choice. How important is washing with soap and water in cleaning and sanitizing? Smart pick. Removed organisms is the correct choice. Low sodium salt is an example of this. You're right. Medical foods is the correct answer. It is used for vacuum packaging where air is removed during sealing. Perfect. Vacuum pack machine is the correct choice. Anything produced especially through a process, a product, a yield. Nicely done. Output is a solid answer. Which among the choices below is used in collecting sun-dried fish?
Right choice. Baklad is the best answer. It is a systematic procedure of producing a record for reference. Right again. Documentation is a valid answer. This is used to seal packaging and other thermoplastic material. Bravo! Poly-impulse sealer is the answer. A standard measuring instrument used in fish processing is dash.
Smart move. All of the above is an accurate answer.
A device used to measure the temperature of fish stuffed food is dash.
Solid response. Thermometer is a valid choice.
This is used heat source during cooking or for processing food. You chose gas range, and it is correct. A device used to measure the strength of brine solution is dash. You got it? Your choice salinometer is right. Dash is the process of taking in food through the hollow tube. On track. Ingestion is the correct answer. Ice cream is an example of. Ice cream is an example of this. You're right. Formulated food, formulous foods, is the correct answer. Used for washing purposes and as a container for cooked food. Excellent. Basin is a brilliant choice. It is made of bamboo used in drying the fish prior to smoking. You got it? Your choice baklad is right. It is used for removing thin skins of fruits and vegetables. Nice selection. Vegetable peeler is the correct and valid answer. What type of water is used in calibrating the refractometer? You chose distilled water, and it is correct. The first food science textbook was most likely a dash. Good job. Your answer cookbook works well here. What are the advantages of plastic packaging materials? Well-reasoned, easy to process is the correct choice. What do you call a form with only a few data presented? Right again. None of the above is a valid answer. Vegetables and fruits are categorized by raw materials. Great job. Fresh raw material is the accurate answer. It is used to hold food during preparation and cooking. Bravo. Mixing bowls is the answer.
Which of the following is not an example of spoilage?
Nicely done. Pop mango is a solid answer.
Which of the following is equivalent to 2 kilograms? Good thinking. 2,000 liters is the right answer. Is the product income in the ready-to-cook category? Great thinking. Nuggets cold is the right choice.
How many teaspoons are there in 3 tablespoons?
On track. 9 is the correct answer.
It is for protection from any airborne diseases.
Solid response. Face mask is a valid choice.
How many tablespoons are there in 15 teaspoons?
Valid point. 3 is true. What is used in measuring the volume of liquid? Smart pick. Cylinder is the correct choice. What is the equivalent of 320 F to centigrade? Clear logic. Your choice 300 C is sound and 100% true. It is used for measuring liquid or solution. Strong choice. Beaker is the right answer, which is the first stage of food processing. Smart move. Ingestion is an accurate answer. Companies that process foods are called dash. Perfect. Food manufacturers is the correct choice. Provide the right storage for wet crackers. Excellent choice. Cold temperatures frozen is the right answer. How many tablespoons are there in 2 cups? Correct response. 34 is the most accurate answer. It is used in storing the salted products. Well picked. Earthen pots is the correct answer. How many quarts are there in 12 cups? Well done. 3 quarts is the right choice. How many cups are there in 4 quarts? Correct. 16 is the right answer. It uses vinegar to preserve food. Exactly. Pickling makes sense and it is right choice. This is used for sealing cans. Sharp thinking. Concealer is the right choice. The best subject ever is dash. Nice work. You chose food studies and it is correct. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format? Right choice. Contact Naran Changda is the best answer.